Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. The bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.
Blog Talk Radio.
Well, good evening, folks, and thank you for tuning in with me once again to another spontaneous edition of True Conservative Radio. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost, and I want to thank you for tuning in with me. This is, once again, like I suggested before, a spontaneous program of True Conservative Radio. I know that most of you folks that are listening in right now, whether it's live or in the archive, are probably a little perplexed by the show name this evening. The American Public Sucks is basically the lead-in of this particular program. And I know I've suggested that particular slogan many times before. I know that a lot of people have given me emails and sent me all kinds of profanity and that sort of thing because they can't believe that somebody who is actually living in America, who actually loves America, who actually wants America to progress and actually do something, is actually going to say something of the nature of the American public sucks. Well, it does, folks. It does. I'm going to spend the next 2 hours going off on everybody, including the American public. And the reason I'm going to go off on the American public and everybody else out here is because our country is falling down the tubes, just like I've suggested here in the past several shows, and yet nobody is acknowledging it. It seems like I see things so clearly. Anybody with any kind of logic would be able to see things so clearly, and unfortunately it seems like everybody is just in another zone, in another world out here. It seems like, people are just in some hypnotic trance, and they think everything is just gravy. It isn't, all right? And we're going to talk about it this evening. I'm actually going to extend the program 2 hours. It's 12:30 here in Texas, and good evening to all you folks out there, whatever part of the country you happen to be in. And if you happen to disagree with me or you have the guts to call me, by all means, 646-652-4869 is the number to call. But gosh darn it, folks, let me tell you something. I'm sick and tired of flipping on this mainstream media on the boob tube. And every time these ridiculous excuse for a media attempts to interview any of these people on the streets about any political subject matters out here, they're bumbling over their own tongue like John Edwards trying to explain hospice adultery. I mean, they're stumbling over their own tongues like Al Gore trying to explain how he invented the Internet. And it doesn't matter what side of the political persuasion you happen to fall on. It doesn't matter if you happen to be somebody who is a stout Republican, a stout liberal. It doesn't matter. Either way you look at it, it's liberalism, folks. And this is why the title of this program this evening is what it is. The American public sucks because they don't give a crap about this country. I've been on this program for the past year trying to let everybody know that liberalism and feminism has infected the minds of most of America. I was the first one on the political scene out here to make the observation that the Republican Party had been hijacked by nothing but a bunch of liberal, long-haired, bedwetting, tree-hugging hippies. And henceforth, right before my very eyes, I'm seeing the absolute pussification, not only of America, because I've always talked about the pussification of America, but my former party, the Republican Party. And I get a lot of emails saying, well, why don't you harp on Barack Hussein Obama a little bit more than John McCain? Look, I try to be as equal as possible when it comes to pop-shotting these pieces of trash. But the only reason I particularly have a humongous disdain for John McCain is because he is an unapologetic liberal piece of prostate-infected, double-talking trash that is basically implemented the new era of liberalism that has infected all of the Republicans. I mean, Republicans nowadays are just completely mindless, just like any liberal you get off the street. And for all you folks that are conservatives, you know who I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. You happen to be in a room in some social setting, whether you're at a party or at a family gathering or something, you hear some liberal jag-off. You know, he's frothing at the mouth, talking all kinds of political jargon, a bunch of propaganda that he heard from some moron, because he doesn't know how to talk issues his or herself. And that's exactly what's happened to the Republican Party. I remember when the Republican Party used to be about the issues, folks. I was a lifelong Republican, like I've said over and over again. And I'm not some spring chicken, folks. I've been around out here. I've been around, and I've seen a lot, but I never thought I'd ever see the day when you'd have the Republican Party just bowing down to liberalism and feminism, folks. And I'll be damned if I'm going to sit here and just, hold my nose and just start praising liberalism and feminism just because these Republican ass clowns say that I have to do it. I'm not going to do it. All right? But you see, you got Republicans doing their thing, chanting dumbass, ridiculous, ecosystem-destroying mantras like drill, baby, drill. And you got these idiot Democrats, these liberals over here. We always know what they're about. They're a bunch of, quasi-communist socialists. But you got Republicans turning the same way. And what I mean by that ridiculous ecosystem-destroying mantra, drill, baby, drill, for all you folks that have listened to my program on a consistent basis, you know that I had a brush with Hurricane Ike out here in Texas. And I personally have seen the devastation that Hurricane Ike has caused on Texas. And let me tell you something, folks. We have in the Gulf of Mexico out here all kinds of oil rigs all over the place. You could charter a damn boat and bump into about 5 or 6 oil rigs on the way out just to do some damn fishing. And what's unfortunate about this, folks, is that every time we erect another damn oil rig out here, all the oil that's pumped out of the ground or underneath the ocean out here, well, some of that's going to leak out. I mean, for all you folks that are familiar with the oil industry, if you watch oil rigs on land, whenever they start pumping out of the ground and hit oil, the oil goes everywhere, folks. You've seen it. You've seen it in movies. You've seen it in shows, on newsreels. The oil goes everywhere. It sprays all over, the oil workers. Everybody's chanting for joy that they struck oil. And that happens on land. Well, the same damn thing happens on water, or in water, I should say. And as a result, because of all the tapping of oil rigs out there in the Gulf of Mexico, we've artificially heated up the Gulf of Mexico by 5 or 6 degrees. And I hate to keep harping on this issue, but these dumbass Republicans keep chanting, drill, baby, drill, like a bunch of imbecilic ass clowns that are just doing what they're told. And what these idiots don't understand is that they're destroying the coastlines by even suggesting such a ridiculous notion. I mean, it's not a coincidence, folks, that every time a hurricane hits the Gulf of Mexico, the damn thing goes from a tropical depression or a small Category 1 hurricane to something ridiculous, like a Category 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, we all remember Katrina. We all remember Dolly. I can name off all these hurricanes that have caused massive devastation, not only to infrastructure, but to people's lives. And here you got these moronic, imbecilic, Republican idiots that are out here. I mean, I couldn't believe when I heard these morons chanting like a bunch of idiots, drill, baby, drill. I can't believe it. I know that for you folks that listen to me on a consistent basis, you're probably saying, here he goes again. Well, folks, let me tell you, everything I feel bears or needs to be repeated. Let's put it that way. I think it needs to be repeated because obviously repetition is the only thing that the average, everyday American idiot out here, it's the only way they're going to remember anything. So every time you morons that are Republicans that are out here chanting drill, baby, drill and think you're doing something good for America, you're not. You're destroying the ecosystems off the American coasts. You idiots. That's why whenever you have a hurricane on the Atlantic coast, folks, whenever North Carolina or anybody who's off the Atlantic coast gets hit up by a hurricane, it's not that bad. I mean, it doesn't make it more than a Category 1 or so. I mean, it doesn't destroy anything. I mean, yeah, sure, there's some property damage, there's some infrastructure damage, but nothing to the effect of what you see whenever a hurricane or a tropical depression turns into once it hits the Gulf of Mexico, folks. But you see, you will have these Republicans, and you will see them in the chat room this evening, folks, because they hate me. Everybody seems to hate me. I'm Mr. Public Enemy #1 here on the Blog Talk Radio Network. And they'll come in here and they'll try to, I mean, they resort to the same methods of agitation as these left-wing long-haired hippies, these liberals. They use the same methods of agitation. And methods of agitation was an invention made by the communists. They'll come in here and say, oh, Ghost, you don't have any proof of that. You don't have any proof that that's actually what's going on. They're drilling off the Gulf of Mexico. You stupid idiots. You people are absolute morons. This just goes to show you why I believe the American public sucks. Because they have dumbed down to such a level that the stench of stupidity makes somebody wants to puke up nasty chicken grease and corn oil and cream of wheat with like 5-day-old cereal and stomach plasma, and I don't even know what to say. I don't really know what to say, because I hate to keep harping on this issue, but I keep hearing these dumbass liberal Republicans talk all this drill baby drill crap, and yet they don't even want to acknowledge. They won't even answer the question on why the American government, why our government aren't pressuring those damn Iraqis out there that we liberated, that we brought freedom to, that we spent $1 trillion doing the task of liberation or democratization. We spent $1 trillion, and yet this makeshift Iraqi parliament is selling the oil on the world market. I mean, they were taking advantage of $140 a barrel oil prices, and they've been able to accumulate over $90 billion in surplus. That's right, folks, $90 billion in a surplus, while we're still blowing $15 million an hour for this stupid war that, I mean, look, folks, I was for the war in Iraq, folks. I was. I mean, you can look back in the archive. But if you look at what in the blue hell is happening here, I mean, I don't see how we're winning. I don't see how we're winning this war if we are losing economically. I mean, if we are going to crumble from the inside out because of economics, that is going to lower our standard as a superpower. And that's why I continue to say that the American public sucks the damn chrome off a 57 Chevy bumper. Because, folks, let me tell you, I love this country. I love America, all right? I'm a business owner. I'm a family man. I'm a true conservative. I love this country just about more than anybody else out here. And I'm going to be damned if I'm going to let the American public's ignorance ruin this country without going quietly in that good night, all right? I'm hoping that some of you folks out there that listen to me on a consistent basis, whether it's live or in the archive, actually get something from my commentary, that actually understand where I'm coming from, understands the passion on which I speak about. Because if you don't, folks, then obviously the American government, the American country is just going over your head. If you think that everything's fine and dandy out here, well, obviously you're an absolute bona fide moron, with all due respect. All right? I love this country, damn it. I love this country, and like I said, I am not going to let this sucky American public, all right, this ignorant American public take the damn country down the tubes, because either they're too ignorant to understand the whole mechanism of government or just don't care. I mean, don't you understand, folks, that most of these people out here don't care, that they're more worried about the next rodent that's going to be on the crotch of Paris Hilton than they do about what in the blue hell is going to happen to America. And I can't stand it, folks. I can't stand it. It doesn't matter whether you're left-wing, right-wing, Republican, Democrat. It's all liberalism and feminism, and it makes me sick. It makes me sick because I'm a conservative, damn it. I'm a conservative. I don't like all this sexual depravity open out here in America. I'm not happy with the fact that single parents are the majority of the day. I don't like the fact that we've got sexual promiscuousness just running rampant throughout our teens, throughout the American general public. I don't like the fact that we've got the mainstream media just showing us bombardments of images of sexual depravity, violence. I don't like the fact that we are bankrupting our own selves out here. I don't like the fact that we are so stupid we can't read the writing on the wall, for Christ's sake, you idiots! I just don't understand it, folks, and let me tell you something. If you happen to understand it, if you happen to be on the ignorant wavelength that the rest of the American public is on, by all means, you give me a call and tell me what in the hell is going on here. You tell me what's going on here, because I sure as hell don't know what's going on. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. And let me tell you something, folks. I know I'm getting huffy and puffy here. I know I'm screaming. I know my blood pressure is probably going through the roof, folks, but I care, damn it. Don't you understand that? I actually give two rat's asses. I'm not out here, trying to, push any kind of agenda other than being a damn conservative. I mean, if you listen to any one of these idiots out here, whether it's idiots on the Blog Talk Radio Network, whether it's idiots on talk radio, whether it's morons flapping their fat Cheeto-stained fingers on the keyboard on the blogosphere, these idiots aren't talking anything that affect you and I, folks. They don't care. That's why I'm saying these people don't care. They don't care about America. All they care about is their own selfish interest, folks. And we need to stop thinking this way. We need to start as a society, as an American civilization, start understanding that we need to start implementing American principles back in America. Everybody's worried about ridiculous, scholastic horse crap than actually worrying about American issues that affect you and I out here, folks. I mean, listen to you for yourself, folks. Go out there and listen to these jagoffs that call themselves conservatives or Republicans out here in the Blog Talk Radio Network. They're a bunch of morons. I mean, they're idiots. They're not going to tell you a damn thing. I mean, they're no better than the damn liberals, for Christ's sake. I mean, I wasn't on the program, but I was listening to the program, and you had some stupid bimbo getting up on the Blog Talk Radio Network saying, "Oh my God, I can't believe they keep talking about our children. I can't believe they keep talking about Sarah Palin's children." Hey, let me tell you something, all right? The reason everybody's talking about that 17-year-old slut bag of a daughter that Sarah Palin has is because, let me tell you something, that says something about Sarah Palin's character. That tells you something about her priorities as a supposed conservative. It's obvious that the conservative ideology wasn't initiated or pushed on that child so that she can make a good, rational decision and understand that she can't be some philanderous whorebag at 17. All right? So if you're going to get all butthurt at the fact that, "Oh, I can't believe you're talking about her children," you're an idiot, you're a moron, and I hope your children end up getting pregnant. I hope your 15, 16, 17-year-old ends up having a bun in the oven so, we can start looking at you and laughing. And that's what I do. Every time I see some teenage daughter with some old hag of a damn uterus-infected mother, I laugh at these people. I laugh in absolute joy. I will straight tell somebody out here, especially where I'm from, folks. I'm from Texas. Okay, I'll tell people in their face if they are just a moral reject of America, a moral reject of society. I'm not afraid to snicker in people's faces when I see them in such a moral, a lack of moral integrity in their lives, excuse me. You got to forgive me, folks. I mean, the reason I'm so flustered out here is because I can't believe that this has actually happened in America. I mean, I thought we were supposed to be progressing as time goes by, but as the evidence shows, we are digressing, folks. We're actually going backwards out here. And all anybody seems to care about is who the hell knows? Who the hell knows what people are caring about out here? I mean, you got this stupid Eskimo igloo-living four-eyed bimbo and Sarah Palin sitting over here trying to refer to the American general public as Joe Six-Pack. Like we're nothing but a bunch of beer guzzlers that just, sit on our fat asses and watch the TV like a bunch of ass clowns. I mean, that's basically what that phrase, Joe Six-Packs, means. I mean, it's just stupid. It's just absolutely stupid. And you've got Republicans out here trying to justify this crap. I mean, that's the funny part about it. That's what's the most flabbergasting of all, out of all this garbage, is that you have Republicans trying to justify it. And I tell you right now, I swear on anything that's holy, folks, these same Republicans that are out here trying to now all of a sudden justify teen pregnancy, justify the absolute ditziness of Sarah, let my loose daughter philander around and get pregnant Palin, they'll actually make excuses for this crap. I mean, why? I mean, this is not what the Republicans used to be about. We used to be, I hate to say we, but every time I use the word we in reference to Republican Party, it's because I used to be a lifelong Republican, folks. But the Republican Party used to be about the issues. They used to be the party of character, the party of knowledge, the party that had, I mean, even Barack Hussein Obama said that the Republican Party was once the party of ideas. And now what have we become? Or what has the damn Republican Party become? It's turned into a damn cesspool of liberalism and feminism that's absolutely pussifying the demographic that I guess continues to follow this Republican liberal party. But I'm not going to sit here and follow this crap anymore, folks. And all you stupid-ass clown Republicans that are out here trying to desecrate my name, trying to spread slanderous lies about me, trying to sit here and talk about my family, you continue to do that, all right? But just know that you have no individuality about yourself. All you Republicans that are out here trying to justify things that you would not have justified 5 years ago, you people have sold your souls. You people need to look in yourself, look at yourself in the mirror and understand, who in the hell am I? I mean, what are my principles? Am I really a conservative? I mean, you need to do some soul searching, Republicans, all of you, all right? I mean, it's just ridiculous. And that's why I'm never, ever going to be a Republican ever again in my life. And I sure as hell ain't going to be no damn Democrat. So let me tell you something, folks. If you care about this country and you're going to go vote, go write in something. All right, write in. I'm going to write in Yosemite Sam or some crap, or or Daffy Duck or something, because this is ridiculous. It is a circus sideshow presidential election. Both of these tards that are running for office don't know what they're talking about. I mean, they were trying to backpedal on discussing anything about this bailout or the economy because they don't know. You want to know why they don't know? Because they don't care. They're just worried about the power. They're just worried about getting the presidency. That's all they're worried about. And as we can tell, folks, both sides of the political persuasion on the debating end pretty much don't know what the hell they're talking about. I mean, it's blatantly obvious with that Sarah stupid Eskimo bimbo Palin. But, Barack Obama, John McCain, these idiots don't know what they're talking about when it comes to issues that affect you and I. I mean, and they're only banking on the fact that the American public is so stupid that they're not going to ask any kind of legitimate questions. They're not going to ask anything that's going to be pertinent to our lives. They're just going to go ahead and flap off the mouth. I mean, what really disgusted me about Palin, all right, this Sarah Eskimo bimbo Palin, is that during the debates, this broad just decided that she could just go off and just, completely throw the debate off format and just say that she wants to talk. She's not even going to listen to the damn moderator. She's not going to listen to anybody. She's just going to say what she wants to say. That's all why have a debate, you stupid bimbo? I mean, it's stupid. And, of course, you got Republicans that are going to justify that, even though she didn't answer jack during the vice presidential debates. They're going to justify it. I mean, hell, the day after the president or vice presidential debates, you had the mainstream media creaming all over themselves over this bimbo. I mean, they were saying, oh, she did better than expected. Oh, she did great. The reason she did so great, morons, is because she lowered the standard so low that even if she could just at least spit out anything but sentence fragments, then it would have been a successful debate. I'm ashamed of this country. This is why the American public sucks. All right? And you folks, you need to look at yourselves and ask yourself, do I suck? Huh? Yes, you do, all right? Because if you are not a conservative that actually cares about the moral integrity of America, the fiscal integrity of America, the international integrity of America, you don't care about this country, just get the hell out of here. Won't you move to France? All right? I mean, this is what America's turning into. We're turning into them frogs over there across the pond. That's what we're turning into out here, a damn quasi-socialist communist hellhole. So if that's what you want, you just get the hell out of here. I want America back, damn it. I want the America that I grew up with, that I knew, back, damn it. Where opportunity reigns supreme out here, when you could be born into anything in America, whether it's poverty, middle class, and be able to persevere and be something better. It's kind of hard to do nowadays, isn't it, folks? It's kind of hard to do when you've got jobs being, thrown overseas, all right? And, of course, our tax code is encouraging this kind of activity because of these damn power-hungry autocrats that we sent to Washington out here. They sold us out. And you've got moron constituencies all over America that are going to sit here and say, oh, no, they didn't sell us out, Ghost. Because they don't want to look stupid. And you see, I just hope. I hope for at least 50% of these dumbass Republicans that are out here, double-talking themselves out here that would have not said the things they're saying now 5 years ago. I hope that they're just doing it because, I don't know, loyalty or something, like they don't want to be, they don't want anybody to say, I told you so. But you Republicans out there, you need to soul search really deep inside your soulless cash whore soul. And you need to understand that America should be the forefront on your mental agenda, all right? America should be the first in your thoughts, all right, you morons? Instead of sitting out here, trying to, I don't know what you people are doing. I mean, you look at the damn media out here, we're in a damn economic crisis. And people are hooping and hollering and clicking their heels and, creaming in their pants that O.J. Simpson got convicted for armed robbery. I mean, it's stupid. I mean, who cares, all right? Who cares about O.J. stupid, dumbass Simpson? Who cares about, what rat is on Paris Hilton's crotch? Who cares? Let's talk about America, damn it. How about that? Let's talk about America, all right? And that's why you have the title of the show, The American Public Sucks. Because let me tell you some folks, the American public is sucking the chrome off of a 57 Chevy bumper harder than damn Paris Hilton and a damn sex tape. And I'm telling you folks, if you're going to continue to live on this side of the planet, if you're going to be living in this country, you need to get off your fat cheese whiz guzzling asses and start participating in this government. You need to start enlightening yourself on what in the hell is going on out here. All right? All right? I mean, you need to segment some part of your day so you can absorb some knowledge, so you can news gather, information gather, so you can understand what in the blue hell is going on out here. But instead, you know, just like Sarah Palin, just like what Sarah let my loose philandering daughter go ahead and get teenage pregnant Palin, just go ahead and do what she says and turn into Joe Sixpack. Is that what this is? Huh? I mean, this is why the American public sucks, folks, is because you stop thinking, all right? And I'll be damned if this American ignorance is going to destroy this country, and I'm just going to sit back and be quiet about it. It really doesn't matter what side of the political persuasion you're voting for, all right? Stop maintaining loyalty to the Republican Party. They're no longer about conservative principles, damn it. I mean, I just don't understand how anybody who's going to call themselves a conservative, who doesn't agree with single-parent families becoming the majority of America, who don't agree with teenage pregnancy, who don't agree with being liberal in spending, who don't agree with all the garbage that has infected America. How can you call yourself a damn conservative when you're embracing this liberal horse crap? It's liberalism and feminism, folks. I've been saying it all year. I've been saying it since I started this program. I've been the only one saying it. But you see, you're going to have idiot Republicans out here, you know, going to try to discredit me all night long, all right? And you know that the Democrats, these liberals, I mean, you already know where they're coming from. That's why I put so much emphasis on the Republican Party, because I made this observation back in January, February, that the damn Republican Party has basically implemented the liberal and feminization of itself. I called this, damn it. I mean, 5 years ago, folks, and I hate to keep repeating it, but, you know, the American public are a bunch of stupid imbeciles, so, you know, repetitive speaking seems to help seep in the commentary that I'm trying to convey here in this program. But 5 years ago, would you have seen the Republican Party embrace some of the crap that they're embracing right now? No, you wouldn't have. You wouldn't sit here and have them justify teen pregnancy. When the hell would you ever think you'd see the damn Republican Party justify teen pregnancy out here? I mean, you should listen to some of these idiot heading right-ass clowns or these Republicans on Blog Talk Radio out here. I mean, they were calling the damn pregnancy of Sarah Palin's daughter a beautiful thing. Oh, it's so beautiful. She got impregnated at 17 by some stupid hockey-playing hick. Oh, it's stupid, folks. I'm telling you, I mean, it makes me sick, and that's why you have the title of the program this evening on this spontaneous edition of True Conservative Radio, The American Public Sucks. That's because they do, folks. They do, and, you know, maybe some of you people are getting a little butthurt about it, but maybe you need to take your damn heads out of your clogged up colon pipes and start realizing what in the blue hell is going on here in America, and it isn't anything good, folks. No matter which way you turn, a Republican, Democrat, it's liberalism and feminism showing its ugly face, and it's pussifying America. It is implementing the absolute pussification of America. And I'll be damned, me being a true conservative, I'm not going to sit here and allow this crap to happen without me going quietly in that good night. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to sit here and scream my head off. I don't give a damn if I have a damn coronary on this program. I want everyone out there in America to know what in the blue hell is happening in America, and it's your fault. It is your fault. All right, and that's why I'm so angry with the American general public, because it is your fault, damn it. I mean, I'm out here in Texas, folks, and let me tell you something. If you come around my neck of the woods, people are going to know who I am, because I'm out here vocalizing my opinions. I'm out here trying to gather people in my community. I'm trying to elect conservative politicians out in my area. All right, what are you doing besides sitting there, just like Sarah Palin is saying, being Joe Six-Pack, sitting on your fat ass, guzzling down a six-pack or a beer, whatever, Billy Carter beer, whatever you're doing, and watching nothing but a bunch of sexual depravity and a bunch of violent filth on television. I mean, that's what that means, folks. Don't you understand that? I mean, you've got some ditzy, igloo-living Eskimo bimbo and Sarah Palin out here trying to call the American general public Joe Six-Pack out here. And you've got the Republicans thinking that's just fine and dandy. I mean, they think that's just a great thing. Oh, look at her. She's so cute. She called me Joe Six-Pack. Oh, did you see her? She just winked at me. It's sick, man. It really is disgusting, folks. And let me tell you, if you happen to be a rational individual, if you happen to be somebody who actually thinks, you should feel just as disgusted as I am. All right? You should feel just as disgusted as I am because we're not living in the America we used to live in, folks. All right? I mean, here we are. We passed a bailout package. All right? And I encouraged everyone in the last program, I encourage you all as well, call your local congressman, call your local senator, and if this piece of crap voted for this bailout, do everything within your power to unelect this piece of trash. All right? I mean, even if that takes going door to door, even if that takes, calling people, whatever the case might be, do whatever you have to do to get these pieces of spendthrifty crap out of here. I mean, are you kidding me, folks? I mean, I remember when the first bailout package earlier in the week happened, I was screaming my head off, and you can go back in the archive and listen to it, begging people to call their congressmen, begging people to call their senators and tell them not to vote for this crap. And you damn well better know that I was there on the horn giving my congressman and my senator a piece of my mind and telling them not to vote for this crap, and they didn't. And they didn't vote for the second one either. But if your congressman, your senators voted for this crap, folks, do whatever is within your power to unelect these pieces of trash, all right? Because they sold us out, all right? They sold us out. Don't you understand that this little second bailout package, or they called it a rescue package after that, that this, what was it, $850 billion, wink, wink, rescue package? $190 million had to be put in so that we could just give it to Hollywood producers. Can you believe that? I mean, what do they call these things? Sweeteners, so that the other politicians can get on board and actually vote for the damn bill? They put $140 billion worth of sweeteners, is what they called it. And some of which, like I've suggested on I mentioned on the last show, you got $190 million going to Hollywood producers of your money, folks, of your money. And as a matter of fact, we don't even have the money to give to these pieces of crap. We're going to borrow it from Red China. And straight off a horn, here we are, America. We're about to broker an arms deal with Taiwan that is going to put, multi-million-dollar weapon systems on their homeland over there. And you've got China saying you do that, it's a deal breaker, and it's going to break off relations between the United States and China. So here we are. We're gonna borrow $850 billion from idiots that don't even like us. I mean, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever, and that's why I am so pissed off, folks. That's why I'm screaming. That's why you hear hostility in my voice, and that's why I'm saying the American public sucks. Because they do, folks. I mean, how in the blue hell are you going to allow this to happen right underneath your noses? I mean, I'm just disgusted. Just to know that $190 million of my tax-paying money went to Hollywood producers because it was a sweetener on a bailout package. I mean, are you kidding me? Are you got to be kidding me? I don't give a damn about Hollywood producers. Frankly, I hope Hollywood burns, all right? I hope it falls down to the ground, all right? It's done nothing but encourage the absolute moral the lack of moral integrity in America. I mean, it has deconstructed any kind of moral principle or any kind of moral ethos that we had out here as a society. I mean, every time you turn on the damn boob tube, what do you get? You get nothing but a bunch of sexual depravity and violence. And here we are, we're allowing our government to give them $190 million of our money so they can continue to do it. I don't understand it, you know. I really don't understand it. And let me tell you, I hate to honk my own horn or toot my own horn, but beep, beep, just like I alluded to last week, doesn't matter if you do pass this stupid bailout package, it's not going to help one bit of good. I told you, morons. I mean, look at the markets. It's not going to do one bit of good. We've only hurt ourselves even more. We're digging ourselves more of a hole. And this is what I'm telling you, folks. It really doesn't matter who you vote for anymore. It's liberalism and feminism. I mean, did you see this idiot John McCain and Sarah Palin sit here and try to talk out both sides of their mouth when it comes to this bailout? I mean, here you got John McCain, Mr. Maverick, Mr. Anti-Pork Barrel Spending out here, sitting here voting for the damn bailout package and then trying to badmouth it after he signed the damn thing. Then why sign it, you ass clown? Why sign it, you stupid prostate-infected piece of trash? Why sign it? I guess you're not as maverick as everybody thinks you are. Of course you're not, all right? You're a despicable politician that doesn't give a rat's ass about anybody but yourself, McCain. All right, you're nothing. And you know what? And it is pretty good terminology to use for somebody so self-centered, because that's what a maverick is. All right, morons? All right, just in case you're trying to, you know, glamorize the word maverick or maggot or either way. Sorry about that. I had to throw maggot in there. But not to get off the subject, maverick is somebody who doesn't listen to anybody and does things they want to do. And you heard that right in the vice presidential debate when you saw this stupid Eskimo bimbo, Sarah Palin, not answer any questions. And she even made it apparent she wasn't going to answer any questions. She decided, you know what she said? She goes, I'm not going to talk about what you want to talk about or the moderator wants to talk about. I want to talk about what I want to talk about. I mean, are you kidding me? And then this ridiculous media and all the idiot Republicans all over Blog Talk Radio Network, the blogosphere, these idiots are all trying to bloviate about how great of a job this stupid ditzy broad had. Huh? Are you kidding me? I mean, are you honestly kidding me, folks? This is I don't know what's going on here. I mean, maybe I'm in a dream or something. You know, maybe I need to wake up. Do I have something so I can stab myself in the arm with or something so I can wake up out of this hellhole liberal feminist dream of mine out here? I mean, it's just stupid, folks. That's why I'm hoping, whether you're listening to me live or in the archive, I'm hoping that you people, regardless of what your political persuasion is, I hope you folks finally come out of your damn hypnotic trance and start understanding that we need to start worrying about America again. All right? We need to start worrying about America. And you know, let's stop this whole ecosystem destroying drill baby drill mantra, all right? If you happen to be a Republican, that I guess we're programmed to say that at the convention, and you're programmed to say that mantra at one of these Republican rallies, please know that you're only hurting the coastline of America. You take a look at the Gulf of Mexico, it's filled with nothing but a bunch of abandoned oil rigs out here. We've tapped the living bejesus out of the Gulf of Mexico and artificially heighten the temperature of the Gulf of Mexico by 5 or 6 degrees, only adding energy to an exertion of energy, which is a hurricane. And it's no coincidence, like I've said before, that every time a tropical depression or a Category 1 hurricane hits the Gulf of Mexico, it just intensifies into something ridiculous. And you've got these moron Republican jerk nuts out here chanting "drill, baby, drill." I mean, is this like do they want to destroy America? Is this an agenda? I mean, is everybody on some hypnotic radio wave that's being beamed down by Mao Zedong from another damn planet or something? I mean, what the hell is going on here? Do you people want to destroy this country? That's why I'm saying the American public sucks. You people actually want to destroy this country. Let me tell you something, folks. If you're for any one of these two idiots running for president, you want to destroy this country. If you are for this bailout package, you want to destroy this country. If you want to chant, hey, drill, baby, drill, baby, you want to destroy this country. And that's why I'm saying the American public sucks, because I'll be damned if I'm going to sit here and watch this happen without me saying something, doing something, trying to convey some commentary to knock some sense into a few people out here. All right? I mean, let's just stop destroying America. How about that? Getting back to this damn bailout package, I find it funny that not only do we have all these sweeteners so that these idiot politicians that weren't for it the first time around when it was called a bailout, but this time around they thought it was okay since they renamed it a damn rescue. I mean, not only do we have to give all this money to, what is it, $190 million to Hollywood, 15 to 20 million to the manufacturers of wooden arrow tips. I mean, there was all kinds of dumbass sweeteners on this stupid, dumb package here. But not only that, 700 billion of it is going to go right to the banks that caused this problem. So what is, just think about this for a second and just put the freaking fork down, you know, put the beer down or whatever you're doing, just put it down and think about this for 1 second. The American government is going to give $700 billion to financial institutions that caused this economic problem, just so that these same financial institutions can lend us the money back to us at interest. I mean, do you understand how stupid that sounds? But that's exactly what's happening. And no American person is even talking about that issue. No American commentator or political commentator is even talking about that crap. That's why I'm so upset, folks. That's why I don't give a damn about who in the hell is running for president, because they're both for the same damn thing. They both want to spend out the wazoo. I mean, they both want these ambitious, imperialistic style escapades throughout the international community. It's going to cost us even more. They all want to throw in all these stupid entitlement programs. I mean, it's just ridiculous, man. I mean, can we please start talking about issues out here? I mean, that's why I alluded to the last show. If they're putting something in the food or if they're putting something in the water out here, because people are stupid. I mean, people are stupid at a whole new level. I mean, like I said the last show, these people are so stupid out here. I'm talking about the American public. Now, these idiots would try to drown a fish if the president told them so. I mean, these people would try to sit on the TV and watch the couch if Sarah Palin said it was a conservative thing to do. I mean, this is how stupid we're getting out here in America. And yet people want to talk about the most stupidest issues that they don't affect any of us, none of us. I mean, you got one vice presidential candidate and this stupid Eskimo bimbo who doesn't even want to answer any questions. I'm talking about any questions. I mean, any damn questions whatsoever. She couldn't even answer what damn paper she reads. She couldn't even name another damn case, Supreme Court case. She couldn't even explain what in the hell this bailout package was about. Did you hear that that ridiculous Katie Couric interview? I mean, this broad was bumbling over her own tongue, trying to, pull stuff out of her derriere to answer the question on how this stimulus package was going to help America. And if you hadn't seen it, folks, I strongly advise you to watch it. And not only that, these dumb liberals on Saturday Night Live, I mean, they used verbatim the same dialogue as Sarah Palin to make a bit for Saturday Night Live. That's how stupid she sounded. And that's just unreal. And you've got Republicans trying to justify this crap. That's what really burns a hole in my stomach. That you've got actual Republicans out here that would not have justified things like teen pregnancy and some ditzy idiot for vice president. But you got them embracing it and partying about it and, you know, yay! I mean, these people are so excited out here, and I don't know why, when our country is being flushed down the proverbial toilet. All right? For all you folks that just don't know what I'm talking about, I'll tell you where our country, listen to where our country is going, all right? Take a good listen because apparently some of you people just can't absorb complicated sentences. All right, so listen, I'm going to try to break it down as stupid and as slow as possible for all you imbeciles out there, okay? Okay, look, I'm going to talk real slowly. All right, you people out there in America, you are causing America to do this. Well, that's what you're doing, all right? That's exactly what you're doing right there. You are flushing our country down the toilet, and you people are smiling about it, all right? That's why I think the American public sucks, because you people are smiling about it. You people are happy about flushing our country down the toilet. And that's sad. That's just utterly sad, disgusting, twisted. I couldn't even continue to think of words to describe the actual dumbing down of America, the pussification of America. I mean, I'm in complete disbelief. I'm in shock. Because I don't know what in the hell is going on out here in America. And let me tell you something, folks. I know I've been rambling on here for the past hour or so. If you happen to disagree with me, if you think that the best days of America are ahead, by all means, I challenge you to give me a call right now. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. All right? If you happen to be a long-haired liberal hippie or some prostate-infected John McCain supporter, by all means, give me a call, too, because I would love to make you look lower than a leprechaun's nutsack. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. But I'm telling you, folks, I know that a lot of people are out there listening, and they're probably saying, hey, you're a little high-strung, Ghost. I get that all the time in my email address. I get that all the time. I get all kinds of mail saying, Ghost, you're just a little too high-strung. You sound a little angry, all right? You sound a little upset. Well, you're damn right I'm upset. You're damn right I'm angry. I mean, just look at the American public. Y'all turned into a bunch of idiots. Don't you understand that? I mean, we should have thought something was wrong once the damn pet rock was put on sale. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is what I'm talking about out here. I mean, we should have known something was wrong when they started putting tuna in plastic bags, folks. I mean, don't you idiots understand that tuna in plastic bags, that's catnip, you idiots! And you imbeciles are buying it like it's candy. That's what I'm telling you, folks. I mean, this is the bowels of dumbness that we're sinking to out here. I'm telling you, I know it's sometimes I take a deep breath, you know, just, and, you know, the stress, it just, I can just feel it on my back, you know, it just, I just want to break something, you know. I wish I could take this damn computer and throw it out my window. You know, I got a damn billy club here. Luckily, I have the calmness to calm myself down before I start beating the living bejesus out of material goods in my home. I'm serious, and the reason I'm so upset, folks, is because I can't believe this is America. The American public itself is destroying itself. It's destroying this country. And why do I say the American people are destroying this country? Well, look at it, folks. I mean, look at it. In any aspect, in any regard, in any debate. You want to talk about how it's going down the tubes in foreign policy? Well, just take a look at these two wars we're in. We're spending $1 trillion for this stupid war in Iraq out here, which I wasn't against at first. But now that there seems to be no clear agenda or no clear end objective in sight, and we continue to pay for this crap blindly, and it doesn't look like we're going to get paid back, folks. I mean, don't you people understand that in World War II, even the English paid us back? Iraqi parliament right now has accumulated $90 billion in a surplus because they are selling oil that they're pumping out of the ground out there and selling it on the world market. I mean, don't you think that these idiots could just start paying us back slowly but surely a little bit? Don't you think that they could possibly be persuaded by our government to give us some oil and we'll just take it off their tab, the $1 trillion tab they've accumulated by us liberating them? You know, I just don't understand why nobody's talking about that. You know, nobody's even talking about that option. You want to know why nobody's talking about that option? Because people are idiots, folks, once again. People are morons. People are pissing and moaning about rising gas prices and rising oil prices, when all along we are in the second largest oil deposit in Iraq, folks. We have lost, well, close to 5,000 troops out there, close to 50,000 casualties, blown off arms, limbs, disfigured faces out here. For what? For what? So we can cripple ourselves economically? That's why I encourage all you folks, once again, if you're going to call your congressman, call your senator, won't you tell these pieces of crap to force this Iraqi parliament to start paying us back or to give us that oil and we'll take it off their tab? You know, what was it, 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had a dip in oil prices because of the lack of demand, because of the high price of gas out here. People are actually curbing how many times a day they go out. They're curbing how many times a day they take a drive out of here. So as a result, the supply and demand factor came into effect, and we saw the price of oil start going down because of the lack of demand. So what did these oil cartels started, OPEC? And if you're not familiar with OPEC, folks, I don't have the time nor the patience to describe this stupid Arab oil country cartel to you. But basically, it's a consortium of all the oil-producing countries in the Arab community that get together and manipulate the cost of oil worldwide. When they started seeing that the price of oil started going down the tubes, what did they do? Instead of allowing the market to take its course, they decided to artificially inflate the market. They cut production by 1.5 million barrels of oil. And what happened, folks? Well, the price of oil went right the hell back up. And all along, what do we have here in the Middle East? We're in Iraq right now, second largest oil deposit in the world, and yet we can't demand from our politicians to demand from the Iraqi parliament for them to give us some oil out here, and we'll take it off their tab. I'm not talking about just giving it to us and that's all there is to it. We'll take it off their tab. But no, nobody's even suggesting that notion. You know what they're suggesting? Drill, baby, drill. Drill, baby, drill. I mean, this idiotic notion that we're somehow going to become energy independent by drilling offshore is stupidity. It is mere stupidity, and it's going to make most coastal regions throughout America unlivable. Because we are going to artificially accelerate the temperatures of every ocean on every coastline in America if we decide to drill, baby, drill. It would be an ecological disaster. And let me tell you something, folks. I'm not some Greenpeace idiot, okay? I get a lot of flack for saying this about drilling in the coastal regions. You know, I get a lot of idiot Republicans trying to say that I'm some sort of a Greenpeace moron, all this crap. Let me tell you something. I don't believe in global warming. I don't buy this crap. And you shouldn't buy this crap either about global warming either. It's a bunch of horse crap. It's garbage. It is a lie. You know what? I'll tell you what global warming is. It's an agenda to tax you for breathing. And if you don't agree with me, if you think I'm just pulling this out of my ass or something, I challenge you to go read the Kyoto Treaty. I challenge you to read some of these so-called agendas of these green movements out here. And what evidence do I have that global warming is not real? Well, you know, they continue to say that the ice caps are melting here on Earth, excuse me. Well, okay, is this same ice cap melting phenomena happening in any other planet? Oh, wait a minute. Yes, it is. Mars's polar ice cap is melting at an even faster rate than our ice caps. Now, is global warming so bad that we're even affecting Mars's climate? I don't think so. This is one of the most unspoken secrets that are out here in the scientific community. The sun is getting hotter, folks. We don't know why it's happening. I mean, the sun is getting hotter out here. It's not global warming. Don't believe this carbon emissions crap. And that's what they're going to do. They want to tax you. They're going to take your weight and your height, and they're going to calculate your carbon footprint based on that crap, based on how much you breathe out. And I guess what these global warming nut jobs, you know, basically global warming is nothing but a bunch of idiot scientists that are out here that concocted this ridiculous idea of global warming just so they can continue to get government funding in their countries. That's all this crap is, all right? Now we've blown it up so out of proportion that every government in the international community is going to use this as an excuse to tax their people for breathing. Carbon footprints. Don't you morons realize that plants and trees are actually intake carbon dioxide as food, as a way of accumulating energy, as a way of growing, and as a result what they do is they release oxygen? I mean, they are the world's natural air filter, you stupid idiots. So, once again, I didn't mean to get off on this tirade about global warming, but I'm sick and tired of hearing about it. I'm sick and tired of people saying, oh, global warming, we got to do carbon footprint. It's stupid, folks. It's stupid, just like every other issue has been stupidity. But back to the ecological disaster of drill, baby, drill. I'm saying this, folks, because I'm experiencing it firsthand right out here in Texas. I mean, don't you understand that Galveston is just completely obliterated? I mean, they're still finding bodies out there intertwined with all the debris. And but no, you want these Republicans to drill, baby, drill, drill, baby, drill. Let's just go ahead and heighten the damn temperature of all coastal bodies of water. That's why I'm saying, folks, if you don't believe me, why don't you compare every hurricane that ever comes across the Gulf of Mexico, all right? Why don't you take that and compare that to the damn hurricanes that are happening off the coast of the Atlantic Ocean? And there's just no comparison. There's no comparison of the two. And IMAX71, who happens to be in the chat room, and I thank you for listening, said in the chat room that Biden says it's 100% man-made. Well, not only does Biden say that, so do these idiot liberals on the Republican side. John McCain is all for taxing people for carbon emissions. I mean, Palin is all for this garbage. I mean, so is Obama. I mean, it's just sad out here. It's just sad. And I'm telling you, folks, if you and I like to go fishing. I like to charter boats out here every spring and every summertime. I like to get on these charter boats off the coast of Texas. And as you're going miles and miles into the ocean out here, you're going to see oil rigs sporadically all over the damn Gulf of Mexico. So to sit here and try to suggest that I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes down to the correlation between drilling in oceans and giving hurricanes more energy by having them go through oceans that have artificially higher temperatures, you don't know what you're talking about. And you see, that's just one subject matter of an array of subject matters that the American public has just been dumbed down about. And back to this 100% man-made crap, please, folks, pass it on. It's not real. Global warming is not real. Pass it on, okay? And if you don't believe me, you can look this up for yourself. Go to your nearest search engine and look up the Mars polar ice cap and take a look at the gradual melting process of that particular ice cap. The sun is getting hotter, folks. I can't, now, am I a scientist? Can I explain why the sun is getting hotter? Can I explain that? No. But it has nothing to do with carbon emissions from people. Don't fall for this crap. All right? Now, am I saying that there's anything wrong with recycling? No. I think everybody should recycle. I think everybody should reuse things that they can possibly reuse or recycle. I'm all for that crap. I'm all for conserving water. But don't listen to this global warming hysteria. And, you know, they talk about polar bears, you know, being extinct or going to be destroyed if we don't do something about the damn supposed global warming. But obviously they think, and when I mean they, I'm talking about these liberals and these damn feminists that have hijacked America and pretty much are almost taking over the damn world with this ideology. They expect us to be so stupid to not understand that polar bears can swim in the water for up to 200 miles to find another damn ice cap. I mean, don't you understand that? I mean, you know, they make it sound like, you know, there's no more ice out there, or, you know, if, I mean, that they're going to drown. I mean, that's what I've heard, that these idiots have said, you know, once the polar ice caps have melted, these polar bears are going to drown. They could swim in the water for up to 200 miles, you idiot. I'm not an idiot. I read. I actually go out and news gather and information gather. I don't listen to what these idiots on the boob tube tell me. The mainstream media does not have your best interest at hand. They just want you to keep watching so you can see that next commercial. That's all it is, folks. I mean, if you're within the sound of my voice, obviously you're on an internet connection. The internet connection, while it's still unregulated, folks, we better take advantage of the internet before we get so dumbed down that, you know, these idiot, power-hungry autocrats in Washington start convincing us that we need to regulate the internet because of, I can tell you right now what they're going to blame. They're going to blame, oh, we got to protect the children because of child pornography. We got to protect the children because of sexual predators and all this other nonsense. Which, don't get me wrong, folks, I'm not for those people. I've had a show solely devoted to pedophiles and child molesters, and I alluded to the fact that these people need to die, okay? None of this, oh, well, you know, let's just go ahead and give them 3 years, or, oh, let's just go ahead and give them 10 years and have them rehabilitate themselves. No, they need to die, okay? They need to die horrible, horrific deaths, all right? We're from Texas. I'm from Texas. We don't BS around here when it comes to people killing people for no reason, causing heinous crimes, you know? I just don't understand it. But that's how they're going to try to initiate this whole regulation of the internet. And what I was alluding to before I got off on you know, killing pedophiles and child molesters, don't let these folks regulate the internet, folks, because all the information is out here. It's within your fingertips, I'm telling you. I mean, if you do enough scouring across this internet, you can find whatever you're looking for, all right? Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of horse crap out here. I mean, there's a lot of idiots that, you know, get a hold of some free web space and, you know, decide to put out some kooky ideas or, you know, pass off ridiculous, just unbelievable opinions and trying to pass them off as fact. But, folks, you know, you should have a rational mind. You should be able to decipher what is true, what isn't true. I mean, you can be able to, you know, gather your sources and start realizing, you know, okay, I need to make a decision on this particular issue, and I'm siding on this particular side. But no, just like IMAX71 just said here, right here in the chat room, all they do is hear repetition of this crap. until they start believing what they say. And that's why I repeat a lot of things on this program, folks. And I know a lot of people roll their eyes to the back of their head, and some people are like, oh, here he goes again, Ghost. But, folks, repetition works, okay? I mean, look at how they've sold this stupid global warming crap. Just look at how they're selling this stupid garbage about drilling off the coast of America. Just look at how they're selling all this nonsense, this bailout package. I mean, why? And I alluded to in 2 programs ago that if you're going to have a bailout package for anybody, why don't you give it to the small businesses out here? I belong to my local chamber of commerce. I'm a small businessman myself. All right. And I have seen people that were longtime members of my chamber of commerce just completely go out of business because of this bad economy. I mean, because, they're being taken out by big multinational corporations that are basically pricing their goods below wholesale price just so they can take out all these independent small businesses out here. And you see, folks, that's who we should be saving out here. All right, you're going to be giving $700 billion to anybody. Give it to the small businessman. Give it to somebody who actually wants to start a small business. Give it to somebody with ideas. Not to these multinational corporations, not to these financial institutions. And this is why I say small business, folks, because somebody who owns a small business is actually there firsthand to see who's working hard for their company, who's actually given 110% work ethic, who's actually breaking their back and actually has some integrity in their work. And as a result, small business owners will reward those who actually give it their all and actually take pride in their occupation. I know I do it, and I know that there are other small business owners that do it too. But do you get any kind of kudos in corporate America? Absolutely not. It's not what you do in corporate America, it's how you do it. And what does that mean? Well, I'll tell you what it means, folks. And for all you corporate stiffs out there, you probably all attest to this. You can go into corporate America and try to work your way up the ranks, but it's not what you know, it's who you know and whose ass you kiss. It's not about sales, it's about paperwork. It's not about actual profit, it's about number manipulation. And you see, folks, this is what I'm saying. That's why you have wages going down, because corporate America, every time they give out another $50 or $100 million paying bonus to a CEO, well, that money's got to come out from somewhere. And where does it come out from? Well, take a look at some of these department stores that are in the malls out here. Haven't you noticed that they've cut down on how many registers they have in each department? If you ask some of the employees, they'll tell you that their commissions were cut. I know for a fact that one particular multinational corporation retail outlet, the damn commissions were cut from 7% down to 2%. And not only that, management at this same multinational corporation have been told by the higher-ups to hire nothing but a bunch of loser kids, all right, dropouts, people that are desperate for jobs out here, so they don't have to pay them any commission or 0.5% commission with minimum wage. And that's not productivity, folks. How is somebody going to be motivated to get up in the morning and actually sell for something if they're not going to have anything to benefit from it? And this is what I'm saying, folks. We have to understand where the problems lie. The problems lie in these multinational corporations that gave the American people the finger a long time ago. They gave us the finger, damn it. There's no loyalty for America with these multinational corporations. If there was, they would have kept the means of production here in America instead of exporting it to China. I mean, don't you understand that we as American people are not going to be able to compete with China on the labor front because you've got the Chinese government forcing this communist ideology for capitalist purposes? Let me explain that to you. They have indoctrinated the whole entire population of China with this communist Karl Marx worshiping horse crap. that, you know, you should work for nothing and do it for the people and all that horse crap. And yet, the communist government is making billions, trillions, and trillions of dollars off of exporting all kinds of manufactured goods while exploiting their population by forcing them to work for 15 cents an hour. I mean, give me a break, folks. I mean, how is America going to compete with a country who can manufacture goods at an even faster rate, at even more quantity, for 15 cents an hour? It doesn't work. Same goes for the people in South America and the factories in Mexico. How are you going to compete with them when they're working for about $10 a day? You're not going to be able to compete with that. I mean, you know, you even have telemarketing gigs. and you know, the only reason I bring up telemarketing is because I hired somebody recently who came from that industry. I mean, you even got telemarketing gigs being exported to India. And they're paying these Indians $50 a month for telemarketing. So what in the hell is a man or a woman supposed to do in America to get a job? You know what I mean? Well, what is Americans supposed to do? Well, they're going to have to look for a job out here because they probably got laid off from a job they thought they were going to be with for the next 20 or 30 years. Hey, if you think that you're going to have that type of job security in today's America, young man or young woman, you got another thing coming. Don't be loyal to any of these companies unless it's a small business, unless it's an individual owner that can actually see your hard work, that can actually see your labor, that can actually appreciate what you have to offer. Because then you'll have loyalty, because as long as that person is in business, you're going to be employed. And I just don't understand, you know, why nobody's talking about these subject matters. And you're not going to hear them talk about it, folks. Only right here on True Conservative Radio, hosted by yours truly, Ghost. I mean, I'm the only one talking about this crap. They're not talking about it on the mainstream media. You know, they're not talking about, you know, this crap on other blog talk radio shows. They're just filling your head up with a bunch of dumb, imbecilic propaganda, a bunch of garbage that doesn't do you or I any bit of good anyway. But you see, folks, if we actually talk about these issues and we actually go out and call our congressmen, call our senators, and demand that they provide public service to us instead of being bought and paid for by multinational corporate lobbyists, maybe, just maybe, things may change or at least even out, so to speak. But, folks, America isn't worried about Jack. America's worried about the latest rat on Paris Hilton's crotch. All right? America's more worried about whether Lindsay Lohan is muff diving or not. I mean, that's what people are more worried about. People are more worried about that than actually worrying about their own financial stability, their own moral integrity, and their own international security. That's what these people are worried about more. And it's sick, man. I can't believe I would ever live in an America where this was an actual reality. I just don't understand it, folks. And all I'm trying to do, folks, is provide some commentary. And if you've listened to my show, whether live or in the archive, you know that I don't ever tell people to listen to me. All right? I'm just suggesting things. I'm just telling you my political perspective, my social commentary, my conservative ideology, and any facts, anything that I tell you, you can go look it up for yourself. That's why I always suggest to folks, if you don't believe me, to look it up for yourself. Look it up. All right? We need to get smarter as a country. That's why the American public sucks. It sucks because it's damn ignorant. It sucks because they're so damn ignorant, they don't even know what in the blue hell is going on out here, you know? I mean, how they threaten the American people into passing this ridiculous, what do you call it, bailout package or rescue package, whatever you want to call it. It ain't rescuing diddly, all right? It's not going to do anything. Let me tell you what, and I hate to keep repeating it, but obviously the American public sucks, and they're stupid. You know, these are the same idiots that if I take them an hour to cook minute rice, they're stupid, okay? $140 billion of that went to just random people, all right? Believe it or not. Like I alluded to earlier in the program, $190 million of these so-called sweeteners that were put in to convince non-persuaded members of the House and the Senate to actually vote for this stupid rescue package. $190 million of it went to Hollywood producers. $20 million went to the manufacturer of wooden arrow tips. Okay? Now, that's just a taste of $140 billion of this stupid rescue package. That's where that went, okay? If that doesn't make you sick, what should make you sick is that the rest of the $700 billion, let me repeat that, $700 billion is going to be put into these financial institutions that help create this problem. All right? And what does that mean? What does that mean? $700 billion going to banks, going to financial institutions. What does that mean? That means that, well, you can go out and take a loan from these idiots, which is your money anyway, but you can go out and take a loan of your money, and they'll lend it out to you for 25% interest, huh? Isn't that great? Isn't that just so great? Huh? That's what they call a rescue package. That's what goes by as a rescue package. Sorry for bumbling over my own tongue like John Edwards trying to explain hospice adultery once again. But I just can't believe that we just gave away our own money, $700 billion, so that the damn banks can lend it back to us at 25% interest. But you see, nobody really knows that that's happening because people think, you know, oh, bailout, rescue. It's going to rescue the markets. We're going to be rescued if we give away our money, if we sell out the future. It's sad, and that's why I said, folks, the last show on October 3rd, mark it down on your calendars, that's when the American government sold us out. I mean, they already sold us out. What am I talking about? They sold out your children and your grandchildren. I think our piece of the American debt as individual Americans, all right, if you happen to be an American, your part of the debt is like $75,000. So if China decided to, you know, put a chopstick in its ass and decided, well, you know what, we want our money back because you're backing up Taiwan, you're sending all kinds of weapons to Taiwan, we want our money back. We'd have to give them the money back, or it would be all-out war. Don't you understand that? And do you have $75,000 to give to our government so that we can pay this debt? I doubt it. All right. Hey, and let me tell you, this is in our American history, folks. A whole bunch of things could happen. Not only could China decide they want the money back, let's say the American people finally come out of their daze or their hypnotic trance and start understanding that, you know, putting your money in the bank may not be the best thing in the world. And let's say they start realizing it in large numbers, and everybody starts making a run at the banks to get their money out of the damn bank. Well, the banks, first of all, is going to freeze the assets. All right? Secondly, not only is the bank going to freeze the assets, but to cover all the savings and all the checking accounts and all the funds that were given by all the people that invested in this bank, that actually put money in this bank, they have to call back the loans they lended out. And this is what happened during the Great Depression. Everybody made a run at the banks. The banks didn't have the money. So as a result, the banks had to recall all the loans, every business loan, car loan, home loan, personal loan, any kind of loan you can think of, they called them all back. And let me tell you, you need to read your fine print if you happen to have financed anything. All right? If you financed anything, you got yourself a house, a car, anything financed with your bank, you better read that fine print and read the fact that they can call back the whole price at any time. And do you have it? No, you're not going to have it. What does that mean? Well, why don't you just read? I don't even want to hyper-sensationalize because I've been criticized for doing that. People are trying to tell me that I'm hyper-sensationalizing garbage. Well, just take a look at what happened during the Great Depression when they started calling back the loans. The banks started calling back the loans from everybody. I mean, don't be surprised when you start reading that they actually confiscated people's livelihoods and all their gold and every one of their possessions. It's true, folks. I'm not trying to hyper-sensationalize everything. I'm a student of history. All right? I know what's going on out here. I'm not like these typical American douchebags out here, that are out here, going merrily, 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 life is but a dream. All right? No, this ain't a dream. This is a reality. And that's what that's how they threaten us. That's how they threaten us to go for the stupid bailout package. They said, well, if we don't pass this bailout package, there's not going to be any more credit. And like I said the last show, who cares? Who cares if there isn't any more credit? It's credit. It's what got us into this situation in the first place. I think people need to pay off their debts. It would help the country. Not only the American people should pay off their debts, that damn Iraqi parliament, those Afghanistan governing bodies, those people need to start paying off their debts to us, folks. I mean, this Exxon Mobil, they've made $600 billion since 2001, okay? I mean, why haven't we told these people, let's have some of those windfall profits, you stupid capitalistic imbeciles. And it's not even capitalist, excuse me. It's not even capitalist. That's just robbery. That's taking advantage of an international global crisis, which is war. I mean, capitalist is when the free market is at work. We're not in the free market. This is not a free market, folks. You hear John McCain all the time talking about, oh, yeah, let the free market. We're not in a free market. If we were in a free market, why in the blue hell are we getting stimulus package checks? If we're in a free market, why in the blue hell are we bailing out banks? This is socialism, all right, folks? This isn't free markets. This is socialism. And that's why I've always alluded to, folks, that this is a liberal and a feminist agenda. And I am an unapologetic anti-feminist. I am an unapologetic anti-liberal. And if you don't like that, well, you can stick a Kentucky Fried Chicken grease thumb up your ass, because I could care less. I could care less. Anyway, folks, we're just a little over 30 minutes left in the program. I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. If you happen to have anything to say, by all means, 646-652-4869. This is a late-night edition of True Conservative Radio. The topic at hand is just the American public sucks, and I'm just having random rants about all kinds of garbage because, let me tell you, we are falling from all fronts. We are falling from all different sides of our social and political and any other avenue that we could be falling from, folks. And yet, the American public is just partying, putting their headbands on, becoming Joe Sixpack. You know what? I think I better lay down here. I'm going to have a little shrink session with you folks. Let me just lay down. I'll lay down on my couch here, folks, and let me just talk to you. Let me just talk to you for a second. You know, folks, I never thought I'd ever see America like this. I mean, you have to understand, folks, I was a lifelong Republican, lifelong conservative. But, folks, conservatism is my principle. It's my social life, if you will. It's what I base my family, the way I base my life on. I'm a conservative. And I remember a day when conservatism was the root foundation of the Republican Party. And like I said, we were against, I hate to say we, because I'm no longer a Republican. But I remember a day when we were against teen pregnancy. I mean, if anybody got teenage pregnant, we would shun them. I mean, we would chastise them. I mean, we wouldn't accept that kind of activity. But now we have Republicans embracing it. They think it's a great idea. They think it's beautiful. I remember when the Republican Party used to be the party of ideas. Now they're the party of ridiculous nonsense. That's what they're the party of, folks. I don't know. I just don't know what in the hell to say anymore. You know, I'm just laying down and I take deep breaths and try to look at the ceiling and attempt to try to calm myself down from all this malarkey that's happening here in America. And the people I feel sorry most for are my children and my grandchildren. You see, folks, I'm already, you know, semi-long in the tooth, so to speak. But I still care, damn it, all right? I still care about this damn country. I still care about what happens to its future. I still care about what in the blue hell is going to happen to my children and my grandchildren. I still care about the stability in the international community. I still care about this crap. But everybody just doesn't seem to care. And you know why people don't give a crap? Because most people in America are now single parents. Why are people single parents now? Well, there's a whole variety of reasons, but one of the main reasons is the feminist movement. And I hate to keep harping on this subject matter, folks, but it's real. And given the chain of events since the beginning of the Republican primaries, this just goes to show you that feminism is implementing itself in a whole new way. And let me tell you, feminism has been equated with women going out and philandering around. I mean, why do you think that the Republican Party is accepting Sarah Palin's 17-year-old dish rag whore of a daughter going out and getting impregnated by some stupid hick in Alaska? Feminist movement, all right? The feminist movement equates that type of activity as woman liberation. That's what they do. They equate woman liberation for women to just go and be out and become a sexually promiscuous whore bag. That is woman liberation. Woman liberation is equated with, you know, having multiple different children from multiple different fathers. That's woman liberation. Woman liberation has been equated with having 4 or 5 different divorces. That's woman liberation. And that's the feminist movement for you, folks. That's why we don't have any moral integrity anymore as a society, as a civilization. And, you know, you got the mainstream media out here indoctrinating us with all these images of sexual depravity and violence. I mean, you can't even sit down with your family anymore during primetime television hours on regular network television. I'm not talking about cable TV and all this other nonsense. I'm talking about regular network television. You can't sit down during family TV hour and watch TV with your family without being exposed to some ridiculous sexual perversion or some horrific violent activity. And I don't understand why more people don't find that disturbing. But that's liberalism, folks. That's what that is. That's liberalism. And I've said it time and time again, folks, these liberals and these feminists are not going to be happy until they see 2 men having oral copulation with each other right across the street from an elementary school. I mean, they're not going to be happy until, muff diving bull dykes are out here, teaching your children sexual education. They're not going to be happy until they implement all this sick, demented, perverted garbage that basically is the liberal ideology. That is actually the liberal perspective, both socially and politically. But I'll be damned, folks, and that's why I'm a conservative, all right? That's why no matter what, doesn't matter, all right? I'm a conservative. I'm not going to go back on my conservative principles like most of you Republicans have. I'm not going to do it, all right? I have moral ethos, all right? I have moral integrity. I'm not going to sit here and just... I'm trying to fathom why the Republicans are blindly following all this liberal and feminization of themselves. Part of me believes that, they don't want the Democrats to say, I told you so, or anybody else for that matter. Or, they're just blindly loyal to a party that they don't even realize that's being pussified and feminized and liberalized. Or they're just plain stupid. And that's why, no matter which one of those three it is, the American public sucks because of it. Let me repeat that again. The American public sucks. And I'm not afraid to say it, all right? I know that there's stupid cheese whiz guzzling trailer park trash listening morons are going to be here saying, you're an American ghost. You're saying the American public sucks. You're an American. No, let me tell you something. By me saying the American public sucks makes me more patriotic than your stupid, dumb, oblivious, non-question-asking ass. All right? You're just going to sit here and continue to take all the liberal and feminist garbage that both of these parties are dishing out to you people. You're just taking it unconditionally like you're taking a boot in the ass. And it's disgusting. It just makes me sick to my stomach that this is how dumb the American public has become. They don't even talk about the issues anymore. They don't even know what in the blue hell they're voting for. I mean, they don't even know what their own good. They don't even know how to vote for their own good. They don't realize that a lot of these problems we're in are not hard to remedy. The only reason they seem so hard to remedy is because we send these stupid, power-hungry autocrats into Washington, and we have a dumb American public that doesn't participate in their government. That's why you have all this garbage happening around us. I mean, it doesn't matter what you talk about. It doesn't matter what issue you're talking about. The lack of moral integrity in America. Well, we already know that morality has been thrown out the window in America. I mean, single parents are now the majority of the day. I mean, you've got Republican Party bowing down to teenage pregnancy out here, calling it a beautiful thing, when 5 years ago you would spit at the idea if you're a Republican. I mean, you've got the mainstream media, and I hate to keep harping on them, but they did just get $190 million off of these quote-unquote sweeteners of this ridiculous bailout package. But you got this stupid mainstream media out here, subjecting us to nothing but sexual depravity and violent images. I mean, you've got, the feminist movement running wild out here, equating woman liberation with women philandering around and hopping around from penis to penis to penis. All right? You got the feminist movement equating woman liberation with having about 5 or 6 different divorces. You're equating woman liberation in the feminist movement with women shitting out about 5 or 6 kids from 5 or 6 different fathers. That is the feminist movement, folks. You've got an education system that is completely turning all the males that come out of this ridiculous feminist manufacturing, I don't even know what to call it. I mean, that's borderline concentration camp, if you want my personal opinion. I mean, that's borderline concentration camp. If you don't believe me, folks, why don't you talk to somebody under the age of 30 here in America? All right? Just go out to your nearest social arena, go out to your nearest mall, wherever, and go up to somebody who looks like they're in high school, or go up to somebody that looks like they're in college, and I guarantee you, folks, that they sound like they just popped out of the ass crack of Richard Simmons. And I don't mean to say that as a joke. I'm serious. I mean, we're turning our kids into a bunch of broken-ass, spirited, fruity-ass people. And it's because of this public education system who wants to, let's not have any more losers in academic activities. All right? What do we have? We have honorable mentions. Let's not have bad contact games like tag and dodgeball because they might get hurt. This is the feminist and liberal agenda, and let me tell you, they have infiltrated the public education system. They have infiltrated the judicial system, and they have infiltrated our government. And if you want to sit there and turn a blind eye to it or anesthetize yourself with this ridiculous ideology, well, don't be surprised when our country is no longer, not even a superpower, when we become something the equivalent of France. Because that's where we're headed, folks. That's exactly where we're headed. We're headed to something that looks like France out here. I don't want to look like these frogs. All right? Let Pepe Le Pew live in damn France. I live in America. All right? Do you remember America? All right? You stupid, half-ass, quasi-socialist accepting morons. Do you remember America? All right? America is where you used to have the opportunity when you were born into nothing, you were born into poverty, with perseverance, with persistence, with patience, with ambition. You could make yourself something in this country. Can't do that anymore. Can't do that anymore. Folks, I'm a small business owner. I belong to my local chamber of commerce, and I am seeing small businesses drop like flies out here because of this bad economy. And not only the bad economy, but you got multinational corporations that are purposely trying to deplete the whole entire industry of business, of small businesses. They want to take us out. All right, multinational corporations purposely price their products below wholesale price so they can just eliminate individual sole proprietor businesses. And what happens after that? Well, you're seeing it right now. If you happen to have been laid off of your job and you're out there trying to look for one, like many of my colleagues who used to be longtime members of the Chamber of Commerce, they're out here trying to get a job again after about 30 years, 20 years, and they're going into a job force that, first of all, doesn't have any jobs because they've all been shipped to China, shipped to India, South America, Mexico, and any other country that we're negotiating these nefarious world trade deals with. And then they got to compete with about 30 million illegal immigrants that are in this country illegally and that are being safely housed and taken care of by our tax dollars, folks. I mean, they go to the community hospitals. They go to the public education systems. And they don't pay taxes because they're illegal aliens, and yet they're still mooching off the system. And on top of which, folks, they are lowering the cost of labor. All right? I mean, a bricklayer in California about 15 years ago used to make about $18, $20 an hour. That pay grade, you would think, as time continues on, would go up because of all the inflation and other such economic numbers. But on the contrary, it's gone down to about $10 or $11 an hour because of the influx of immigrants that are in California that are basically selling their services and undercutting American labor. So, folks, if you happen to be one of these unfortunate people that find yourself back in the job-searching arena, if you will, I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you because I don't know what in the blue hell you're going to do because America doesn't produce anything anymore, and you have to produce products so you can employ people. And on the contrary, folks, and I hate to keep repeating this, but this bears repeating so it can get through your thick skulls, we don't produce anything anymore as a country. We only produce cheeseburgers and entertainment. And both of those commodities, I think we're about a little bit on shaky grounds with those things as well. And America has set the unprecedented economic precedent. We are consuming more than we produce as a country. I mean, even during the Great Depression, we were producing more than we consumed. We were actually producing planes. We were producing cars. We were producing material goods that people, things that people actually wanted out here. We don't produce anything anymore. And then you've got the bailout package. You've got these morons in the government that gave $700 billion to the financial institutions that caused this economic problem. And what are they going to do with that $700 billion? Well, they're going to lend it right back to us. It's our money. It's our tax-paying dollars, our money. They're going to lend our money back to us at 25% interest. Thanks a lot, American government. Yeah, let's give a round of applause to the American politician out here for selling out its own people. You piece of crap. Let me tell you something. The only people I respect in Washington that actually, the only people that actually even get an ounce of respect from me are the people that voted against this bailout package. And even them, I'm not too happy with them either because they allowed this crap to happen without saying a damn thing. But I can't believe that we were actually persuaded, we were convinced, and this is why I think that the American public sucks, because we were actually persuaded without any of the American people getting unbelievably flabbergasted and pissed off and out there in the streets saying we don't want to bail out the financial institutions that caused this problem. Now they've got $700 billion of your money, my money, your children's money, your grandchildren's money. And they're going to lend it back to us for 25% interest, probably more. Who in the hell knows? And I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say, folks. And then you go once again. I don't know, man. I'm just a little speechless at this point. I sound like Al Gore trying to explain how he invented the internet. I sound like, John Edwards out here trying to explain hospice adultery. Anyway, I know I said that a couple of times, but I like that one. I made that one up myself. But, folks, let me tell you something. America needs to take its head out of its ass crack, all right? It doesn't smell good up there, so take it out, all right? Take it out and start understanding that it's the American people that are destroying America. The American people are destroying America. And I don't care what party you're with. Look, I was a lifelong Republican up until this election, up until I saw the blatant liberalization and the feminization of this country, the Republican Party. So I just don't think that anybody should vote for any of these people. I think people should write in their votes. Like I said, I'm going to the damn voting booth, and I'm voting for Yosemite Sam. I'm going to write in Yosemite Sam. Because that's what I think that this damn presidential election has been equated to, a damn cartoon. Some Mickey Mouse horse crap. That's what I think of this damn presidential election. And that's exactly what I think of the two candidates running for it, too. Because they're both a bunch of liberals. All right? They're not going to do this country any bit of good. And I know that everyone has accused me of being some hyper-sensationalist, but let me tell you, I called this economic collapse. I called this earlier this year, folks. I told all of you, if you don't believe me, go back into the archive, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. Take a look at the January, February, March editions of the show. I called this crap. I'm not stupid. You don't need to be a brain scientist to understand what the hell was going on out here. But instead, everybody, they decided to be more worried about whether Lindsay Lohan was diving on muffs or not. I mean, they're more worried about, lipstick on pigs or dogs or moo cows. I mean, this is what people are worried about out here. Instead of worrying about our own financial security out here, I'm talking about our financial stability, our economic stability. Instead of us worrying about things that affect us as a civilization out here, people are completely oblivious about what's going on. I mean, what's going on here, people? That's why I think the American public sucks. That's why if you happen to be, with your jaws dropped and, oh, I can't believe he's saying the American public sucks. He must be against the troops. Well, with all due respect, I'm not against the troops, you moron. All right? As a matter of fact, I feel sorry for our troops because here we are. We're in Iraq. We're not demanding 1 red cent from these stupid Iraqi parliaments or this Iraqi makeshift governing body. We're not asking 1 red cent from them, even though we have spent $1 trillion liberating these pieces of trash. And what they are doing is they are selling their oil on the world market, and they were capitalizing off of $140 a barrel crude oil, and now they've accumulated over $90 billion in a surplus. And all I'm asking is, instead of these Republicans trying to chant this ridiculous drill baby drill mantra, which would be an ecological disaster, and if you don't believe me, check this show back. If you happen to tune in with me late, check this show at the beginning of the show. I talk about how drilling off the shore of any coast in America is an ecological disaster. I'm in Texas, folks. It's no coincidence that every time a hurricane or a tropical depression or a Category 1 enters the Gulf of Mexico, it explodes into some ridiculous storm the size of Texas. Category 4 and 5. Instead of drill baby drilling and causing ecological disasters on all our coasts, why don't we demand from our damn power-hungry autocrat politicians that they force this Iraqi parliament to give us this oil? Because remember, Iraq is the 2nd largest oil deposit in the world. Why don't we force these people to give us oil and we'll just knock it off their tab? We'll knock it off their damn tab. That'll drop the oil prices down. That'll show OPEC a thing or two. But no, you're not going to get that. You want to know why? Because OPEC is probably funding half the damn politicians out here in Washington. That's why. I mean, is it a coincidence that, the same power-hungry autocrat politicians are claiming that the gas companies are losing money, and yet Exxon has made $600 billion since 2001? That's what I'm saying, folks. Don't believe these idiots. All right? And this goes to all you politicians out there, too. All right? And if you happen to know a politician, please email them this program. All right? Email them this program or email them a link to this program. blogtalkradio.com/ghost. Okay? Let me tell you something. I don't care what politician you are, whether you're a senator, whether you're a damn congressman, you're a soulless cash whore. That's what you are. You're a soulless cash whore that doesn't give 2 rat's asses about the American people. All right? You're a despicable human being. You have no soul. I don't even understand why we even need a government anymore if you're not even going to be serving the public interest. You're serving your own interest. You're serving your own interest. You're bought and paid for by these multinational corporations that have ruined this country. And here you are. We have the American public that are so dumbed down because of our screwed up education system. I mean, we have an education system that doesn't teach the people how to participate in its government, even though the damn public education system is government money funded. And let me tell you something, you politicians, all of you pieces of crap, all right? Real conservatives and people with any kind of rational thinking are not going to forget this crap. We're not going to forget this crap. You people have your own interests in mind. You don't care about America. If anybody is unpatriotic, if there's anybody who doesn't like the troops, if there's anybody who hates America, it's the damn politicians that are out there in Washington right now. All of those pieces of crap. All of those pieces of crap are anti-American. All right? Every damn politician out there in Washington is anti-American. They don't give a crap about this country. And if they did, they wouldn't have passed that damn bailout bill. They wouldn't have given $190 million to Hollywood. They wouldn't have given this crap. If they actually cared about the American people, they would be serving the American people. But you soulless cash whores don't. You serve yourself and your own self-interest, and you should be ashamed of yourself. I hope you idiots have nightmares every time you go to sleep. I hope that that in the back of your mind and your subconscious that you can't live with yourself. Because you shouldn't. You sold us all out. You sold our children out. You sold our grandchildren out. And how dare you call yourself American? How dare you call yourself a public servant? You don't care about us. You don't care about the damn American people. You care about yourself, you pieces of crap. And as for the American public, you need to take your heads out of your clogged up colon pipes and start understanding this as well. Because inevitably, this country was made for the people, by the people. But if the people aren't going to participate in this government, well, this is the exact consequence of that action. I better calm down, folks. But let me tell you something. I don't care if I have a damn coronary on this program. I don't care. I care about America, damn it. I care about what happens to this damn country. I care about how my children and my grandchildren are going to live. I care about perpetuating the same opportunities that I had to them. And folks, I guarantee you, and I swear on anything that is holy, that what we knew of as America is no more. And it's never going to be the same. And nothing's ever going to change, folks. Welcome to the new socialist, quasi-communist America. And let me tell you something. It's almost at a point right now. It's almost at a point of no return. But, folks, I'm going to continue coming up on here and trying to provide political commentary. I'm going to continue to try to convince people that we should be thinking about America. We should be thinking about America's interest. We need to be thinking about America's economic interest, America's security interest, educational interest, the whole 9 yards. We need to be thinking about America, damn it. We need to be thinking about our future. And that's why I think the American public sucks. Because this is what you're leaving to your children. This is what you're leaving to your grandchildren. This is the legacy that you're leaving. Nothing but a bunch of dumbasses. Nothing but a bunch of idiots that are more worried about the latest animal on Paris Hilton's crotch than actually worrying about the stability of America. And it's sad. It's really sad. But I hope some of you American folks got a little upset at the fact when you came across this program and it said the American public sucks. I hope you got mad. But I hope you don't get mad at me. And if you do get mad at me, you're an idiot. You need to get mad at yourself. You need to get mad at these politicians. And that's why, folks, these people work for you. You call these people, you email these people, and you tell them what's on your mind. These are your public servants. Don't let these idiots treat you like a bunch of ass clowns. All right? This government was made for the people, by the people. But if the people are going to fall asleep at the wheel, folks, this is what we're going to get. And I'll be damned if I'm going to go quietly in that good night, folks. Anyway, we got 1 minute left. I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me, whether it's live or in the archive. Please, folks, please stop being an ignorant bastard. Please stop being some ass clown that's just listening to some talking head on the boob tube. You're on the internet. Go out and try to gather your information and news properly. Because if you don't, you're only doing your children and everybody else in the future one screwed up task, if you will. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Please get back to my blog at ipolitic.net/ghost. It's right there in the chat room for all you folks in the chat room. That's ipolitic.net/ghost. And I want to thank you for tuning in with me. Please tell all your friends, your grandma, your grandpa, tell them to tune in with me. Listen to the archive, and please promote the conservative principles. I'm out of here, folks. Long live the conservative movement, and death to feminism.
A Napa guy knows the only way you'd give a freshly minted driver a brand new car is if he promises to never drive it. Instead, let him grind the gears and knock over the neighbor's mailbox in something a little more suited to his skill level. And with over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, he can safely drive something that's nearly as old as he is. It's not perfect, but it's perfect for him. That's Napa know-how.